Hey everybody, Georgia here, Stampin' with Georgia here, and thanks so much for stopping by today. I'm going to share a really quick little treat packaging idea for you using your Simply Scored tool. Each one of these little guys holds one single chocolate, easy to make, fun to give away, so let's get started. So here's a closer look at these little cuties. And so to start with, you're going to cut a piece of paper, and I used the new Sending Love Designer Series paper stack. It's 6x6 original size, and so I can get 2 of them out of each piece, and I've cut it down to 3 inches high by 4.5 inches. And if it is a directional paper, you'll want the long side, your paper, to be going up and down with the long side at 4.5. And so the scoring I'm going to do this, I'm going to use my Simply Scored tool. And the scoring that you're going to do is 1 inch across the bottom. And you can see I put the bottom of my paper along the left side ruler. Then I'm going to turn it a quarter turn counterclockwise. Bottom of my paper or print is facing me. And then I'm going to score at 1, 2, 3, and 4. So very easy. You've only got to set your markers at 1, 2, 3, 4. You score once at 1 down the long side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I am calling this a 1, 2, 3, 4 treat box. And sometimes, depending on which side is a little bit easier to see, you can turn your paper over. And you can see my score marks, hopefully, on there. And actually, it's sometimes easier to see your score marks if you go ahead and fold after you've scored. Then they really will show up. And of course, sometimes it's hard to decide which side of the paper you want to use. And I actually decided I want the one with the white background and all the words for love. And I'm going to take my scissor and cut up to that score mark and cut away this little 1/2 inch flap. And then I will cut up to the score mark on the other 3. And so you can kind of see how it's taking shape. I'm going to use some tear and tape. You want a nice sturdy adhesive because you're making a bag. Anytime you're doing a bag or a box, something you need to be sturdier. Peel the back off of that. And then to make it easy so there's no matching involved, I just fold over the first long flap and fold over the last one, and it meets in the middle. So there I've got my square box. I'm going to fold in 2 of the opposite sides and then repeat with the last 2. And I'm just going to put a little piece of tear and tape on that last flap. And close that up. And then I hold it so that it's square toward me. It doesn't matter which side. And then I just pinch the top, pinch out those. I'm going to add my chocolate and use a stapler, using Stampin' Up's handheld stapler, to put a staple in the top. So now I've got that cute little box. I just need to add some kind of embellishment, and I decided that I would add a bow. And I'm just going to do a little review of my bow template. I make a template. This is 3 by 1 1/4, and I've marked the center of my piece of tag board. And I'm going to use our classic label punch and just center that mark in my punch and punch out an opening. So you can see that. I'm going to take my ribbon, and this is a 7-inch piece of ribbon, and I love it because you don't need a whole lot of ribbon. And so you can see the first step is to crisscross my tails. Whichever tail is on top in the front goes down through the slot and up through the hole. And then you can just set your template down on the table and simply tie in a knot. And this is important. Be sure to pull your ties, your tails, horizontal we are looking at the back side of the bow, but when you turn it over, you have a perfect bow every time. If you want bigger bows, just make a wider template. Just make sure and cut the slot, and you don't necessarily have to have a punch. You could cut that out with a scissor. And then I'm going to just take my ribbon scissors. Everybody needs to have a ribbon scissor, one that you only use for fabric or ribbon. And I'm going to apply my bow with a glue dot and just cover up that staple. And that is really how easy it is. It holds one chocolate, so you can have fun giving these away. Not expensive and very fast and easy to make. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you'll give this little treat box a try.